Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is Create Your Own Cozy. This week, Angry Mama's Antiques and Interiors opened a second brand new location in Ballground, Georgia, and I am going to be there with my second IOD location. I am so excited. I went away for the weekend and had a little catch up to do. If you want to see how I got ready to move in there, including a tour of the new store, stick around. For my first project, I am going to attempt to duplicate this IOD sign that I made last year for my booth in Dawsonville. The white IOD logo in the center is a Klingon type thing that I get from IOD directly as a retailer, and it can go on the back side of glass. So the first thing I needed to do is find this very specific size frame. And guys, I walked into the Goodwill, found this for $4, my first try. What a great start to the week. I took it apart by moving all the little staples and checking for sure to see how I wanted to put it together. I decided not to use the mat that came with it because the letters go all the way to the edge and I wanted to have more space. So I decided, let's go ahead and get out a little bit different of a transfer. I got the Collage des Fleurs transfer out and thought that could look really nice behind there to be a little bit different than my last one. But the first thing I needed to do is paint this little backer, and I used Anvil, which is a DIY cottage color all in one. Make sure you stir these very well, but the great part is there is a top coat already built in. Listen, I am rushing here. This is the day before opening. I need to get this done. I need to get this to the store. I don't know why I just decided the sign was really important. You know, like I'm bringing a new product to a new area. I really needed to know that it was IOD. So I poured it in the center, then I spritzed it with water to kind of thin it out. And I wasn't really going for full coverage here. So here I am looking at this and going, okay, well now I need to paint the frame. Should I just paint the frame with the glass in it? I mean, DIY paint is a very easy cleanup. Decided to go with Gypsy Green, and this is where I made my mistake, guys. I tried to get the stinking glass out. And look, I broke it. What am I gonna do now? I'm not going back to the store. It's not gonna magically be okay. Let's move on. Let's just move on. We'll come up with a solution. I painted the frame Gypsy Green. I did clear wax and then dark wax, and then let's go ahead and solve the glass problem. I had this glue from my kids' scouting project. Decided I was just going to glue the crack back together with the super glue and then come up with a solution to hide the crack with some type of a mold. This is where having a healthy supply of craft supplies paid off, because I went through all my molds and the Veritas mold, the little swag, fit the thing perfectly. I just needed to trim off a little bit of the end. So I'm doing equal parts of amazing casting resin. This is the one that dries quickly in 10 minutes because I'm running out of time, guys. My kid's gonna be coming home from school soon. So I get this in there, I let it dry for 10 minutes, still a little bit warm to the touch, but I do need to do a little bit of trimming. So this is the best time to go ahead and do that. And I measure it on the broken glass on one side, and I'm going to balance this picture out. So I'm going to put it in the broken corner and in the non-broken corner to look like I meant to showcase molds on this IOD sign all along, right? Next, I'm going to try to lay out the florals underneath the white so that you can read it well and understand where I need to make sure I put some leaves, some green, so that it just reads really well. And I'm building backwards to the front, so anything I want to be in the background I put down first and I kind of layer over the top. You will see I do grab that glass and put it over just to make sure I am working in the right direction. You'll see that the background is very distressed looking. I am going for trying to make this look like an old piece of wood, and you'll see in the end I do a dark wax over the whole thing, which I think ties everything together. Make sure I sand it down to burnish it in and just to add a little age to the flowers. This right here, I'm adding a 5th flower on the bottom for balance, and I'm going to do 3 flowers up top. One of the principles of design is to do odd numbered things, so I just thought this looked much better. Next, I'm going to paint these resin molds with the same Gypsy Green from DIY. When I use the dark wax over it, there's a nice antique green color to it, and I just love the way that this looks. The glue is now dried, and it's time to cover this up. So once I get it all put together, I am going to put these over the top of them. They need to be cut down a little bit more, so what I did is I hit the resin with a heat gun, and I just used these really hefty wire cutters and just snipped the end of it. And then I made sure I went over the end with a little bit of green paint because I didn't want any white sneaking through. I attempted to use the super glue to get this on here, but honestly, the high temperature hot glue was the winner for me. And whew, let's go get this installed along with our product to be ready for opening day. Hey guys, oh my gosh, I didn't think I was gonna finish this stick inside. It is in the back there, ready or not, here we go. Let's drive up to the new Angry Mom's location and get it set up before opening day tomorrow. Here's the new location in Ballground, Georgia. Now, Randy, one of the owners, volunteered to make this rack for me. He used piping from the home improvement store, and guys, look at the work he did while he's trying to open a store. And then there's my little sign. So I have my hook system so that you can see the product. I've got everything kind of settled out. I'm struggling with what to do with my inks and ink pads and clay and stuff, but we will solve that later. Right now, I'm just super happy to have this much space. The best part is the rent here is $50. Now, you can see that my sign is not installed yet. I think right there is where I want my gorgeous sign that I've been working on to go, but I am excited to get everything in. Let's go home and solve the problem of where to put the accessories. So I had this little stool end table that I stamped with an IOD stamp, but I have scratched it through the years and just want to update it. So here, it's the morning of the grand opening. Let's do a furniture project. I am going to go over this with 2 coats of skeleton key. You'll see that the first coat doesn't cover the stamp up super well. The second coat does it completely. And I was thinking, what do I need to showcase that will be functional in my booth, also be for sale, but something to be able to speak to if anyone ever asks about, for example, a paint inlay. I'm going to use the Delft Traditions Noir paint inlay on the top and the front side of this. I had 2 coats of the paint, and then I'm going to lay out my paint inlay and do a 3rd coat of the paint, which is a pretty, not too heavy, not too light, you know, somewhere right in the middle. You spritz down the inlay on the paint side, put it on top of wet paint, and let it dry completely. You will notice that I didn't get this quite in the center. I should have measured it, but it is what it is. This is what happens when you're trying to move super quick. I am doing this just an hour before I need to leave and drop in on opening day so I can get back for my kid to get out of school. After it is dried completely, you re-spritz it and carefully pull away. If you're feeling it tug at all, just spritz it a little bit more and let it sit and reconstitute, and then you pull off that top layer and you get this beautiful paint inlay gorgeousness. Sometimes you can get these little lines from where the paper was down on the paint versus where it wasn't, because it just makes it flatter. So I'm trying to go in with the wet wipe and then with little sanding to minimize those lines a little bit. If you guys have any more suggestions on how to minimize that, I would love to know in the comments below. I go outside with some clear top coat so that I don't drag the paint inlay at all. I'm doing an awful paint job, but I'm rushing and trying to film in my hand while spraying the can. After that is dry, I go over the whole thing with liquid patina as the top coat. I'm kind of wishing I would just have spray painted the whole thing, but that's what happens when you rush. You don't make the wisest choices on your projects. So now that this is basically dry to the touch, I put it in the back of my car and we drive the 20 minutes to the new store. Do you guys want to take a tour? Come with me.
Crowded places, feel it sinking in. Lonely faces, say you need a friend. No matter the distance, I will always be there. No more inhibitions, I'll show you again. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. Getting high, feeling low, and it's out of your control. You should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. But I will guide you home. But I will guide you home. But I will guide you home. Fight your battles, always by yourself. In the shadows, hear you cry for help. No matter the distance, I will always be there. No more inhibitions, I'll show you again. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. I know. Getting high, feeling low, and it's out of your control. You should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. But I will guide you home.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
If you guys are new here, welcome to Create Your Own Cozy. I would love it if you hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let me know you are here.
Between the walls I built for myself right in my mind, and then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around.
Wow, what a week it has been. I spent last weekend with my girlfriends in Silva, North Carolina for our 3rd annual winter away in the mountains. Now, the roads behaved, but when we got there, the well pump was frozen and we did not have running water. We almost came home, but it took a little army of people around there to get us some water and to say, you know what, you guys can totally do this. We showered in the clubhouse and the gym, and we just got some water to get the toilets moving and wash our hands. It was an adventure, not as restful as it usually is, but we crushed it, right, ladies? I did come home Sunday evening completely exhausted and kind of felt like I was playing catch up this week, but I knew I had to get ready for this IOD store opening. And as per usual, when there is a deadline, I can usually get my booty in gear. Can I tell you how good it felt to do a little mini piece of furniture? I wish I wasn't so rushed with it, but it really has me itching to get some mini pieces of furniture going again. So today, Friday morning, I am starting a new routine adventure. I am going to, I just joined a fitness studio that is very dance minded. So I'm going to a dance class this morning. I'm so excited. It's like a little reward that I'm trying to reward myself this year. Friday mornings, my video should be done. As you can see, it's not quite done yet. And this would be a nice little reward to get some dancing on and to kind of have fun and get my body moving. So I'm really looking forward to that. Let me know in the comments below, did you get inspired to use IOD maybe in a different way? Did you laugh when I broke the glass? Oh my gosh. That was not what I had in the plans, but you know what? It all worked out. It was a process. I definitely did a lot of self-talk and therapy kind of through us, going like, is this even worth it? Yes, it's worth it. I do not want to go to the store and find a new picture. This will be fine. So if you guys are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe and join the Create Your Own Cozy family. Let me know in the comments what you think about my new space. I am so excited. I'm sure there's going to be this is more like a soft opening. I'm sure there'll be like a big grand opening party. And I'm so excited. This little town, it is so precious. The girls and I are watching Gilmore Girls right now again. And it feels like a Stars Hollow for all you Gilmore Girls. It's just so quaint and small. And everyone that came in on the opening day was so welcoming, and we're so glad you're here. So cannot wait to kind of dig into this little community a little bit. And yeah, so thank you for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check me out over at createyourOwnCozy.com.